Hey, hope you're all having a winter-tastic day. As you can see, Adopt Me has released their amazing Week 2 of the winter update. I don't know if you all remember last year's Frostclaw Fury minigame, but this year there's a sequel, Frostclaw's Revenge. In this video, I'll be sharing with you some tips and suggestions that'll make sure you win Frostclaw's Revenge every single time. Alright, let's get straight into it. Tip number 1. Widen your screen to see all the enemies. This allows you to know what is coming at Santa, from behind and from in front. When you do this, nothing catches you by surprise, and you can prepare to attack. Tip number 2. Stay near Santa. It's better to stay close to Santa at all times than to run ahead to attack the enemies, because attackers can come from anywhere and deal damage to Santa's health. If Santa dies, the game is over and you don't get a lot of gingerbread. So it's better to stay at his side and wait for enemies to come to you from there. Tip number 3. Try not to lose too much health. Try your best to avoid getting damaged by the snow game. See those red circles that form under them? When the circle is filled completely, it means they're about to attack. When that happens, make sure that you aren't standing inside the circle to avoid losing health. Also make sure not to get hit by the snowballs being thrown by the snowmen. When you lose too much health, you are trapped in ice and it takes 5 seconds to respawn. These are 5 seconds that Santa is left vulnerable, and the enemies could swarm him. Protect yourself in order to protect Santa. Tip number 4. Don't waste joy bombs. Make sure to save joy bombs and use them only when necessary in early levels, like Forest 1 and Forest 2, since you only receive 2 each round. And at the end of these, Santa gets back nearly half of his health, and the enemies don't deal too much damage that you can't handle alone. The joy bombs reset after each level, so don't waste them either. I don't recommend using a wish from Santa for an extra joy bomb. It's better to use that on extra damage, speed or health. Tip number 5. Don't play by yourself. Playing alone is honestly so much more stressful and overwhelming, since you now have to take on all the enemies alone. I think it's much more fun to play with other people, from the server or with your friends. That way you can have each other's backs and lend support when someone gets frozen. It also helps everything to be completed much faster. For example, defeating the snow bosses in Forest 4. If you want to enjoy it to the fullest, try and get some other people to join you. If you are playing alone, I recommend being super careful about which gifts you choose from Santa. Make sure and choose ones which help to improve your sword's damage, speed and health, as well as your deer's damage and attacking speed. It's certainly possible to win on your own, but in my opinion it's pretty difficult. With these tips it may be a little easier. Tip number 6. Joy bombs in Forest 4. At the start of Forest 4, if Santa offers joy bomb upgrades, take them because you're going to need at least 3 to help you defeat the snow bosses as well as the other enemies. Tip number 7. Defeat the snow bosses quickly. Immediately when the snow bosses spawn, you should try to defeat them because they are way more difficult to kill at the end when your resources and health is low. Also, because when they die, they give 150 gingerbread each. If you defeat them by yourself, a helpful way to defeat them is to use joy bombs on each of them as well as enemies in their area. Make sure not to get damaged by them and run away every time. The circle around the snow bosses turns completely red. Lastly, I have a big tip for all of you watching. If you want to beat Frostclaw's Revenge every single time, I recommend focusing on picking one upgrade to your winter deer 1 upgrade to your sword, damage, and 1 upgrade to joy bombs or to speed. This works because 2 sword levels on the upgrade bar, shown above, allows you to defeat the snowmen in 1 hit and 2 snowballs in 1 hit, and it also helps in defeating the snow bosses. I hope this video was able to help you all out, and I know I'm very late to this update. Happy holidays, loves!